Touch somebody and say, get out.
Get out.
Sometimes you got to just know when to pull them, know when to walk away. Interesting thing is, and I'm moving on quick, the Bible says that God sent burning sulfur from the heavens and utterly destroyed every city, all the people, all the plants, all the animals. God wiped out everything. Somebody say everything. Everything. Verse 26 says, but Lot's wife, this is prophetic, she looked back. Some historians suggest that she might have returned back to Sodom as she was following her husband to safety. And the Bible says that she turned into what? You know why she looked back? God said because she did not have a revelation that where she was going was better than where she had been. God said the fire that God sent had already burned the city down. So there wasn't even anything left for her to look at. But the memory of what stood at one point was still holding her captive. So she was physically escaping, but her mind was still in Sodom. I wonder how many of you tonight have physically come out. You made it out of that bad relationship, yeah, but your mind is still there.
Come on.
All right. You made it out of that junk. Hold that. But your mind is still there.
You preaching.
I know I'm preaching because it's quiet.
You preaching.
You're no longer with that guy or that girl, but every time you see them, it just bothers you.
You preaching.
Some of you been living from drugs and alcohol, but you can't even pass around the ABC store without taking a second look.
Come on here, preach.
Some of you can't even take communion at your own church because they use wine. Why? Because your mind is still in Sodom.
Come on, talk about it.
The Bible says casting down every stronghold. Paul said in another reference, you got to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. God says, I'm trying to usher in a new season, but the memory of what you gave up is going to destroy what I'm trying to do. That's all she had was a memory. That's all she had. Her memory held her captive. And God said, oh, I hope I'm helping somebody. God said, some of you in here, it's not even really what's going on right now, but it's what you remember about what happened.
You preaching. Lord, have mercy.
Israel was escaping through the wilderness, right? But the Bible says that they still had an Egyptian mentality. They complained. They griped and said, Doc, look, Moses, I could have stayed in Egypt.
Yeah.
Have you brought us here to die? We're going to die in Egypt, man. Why you got me here in this wilderness? They complained, and God said it wasn't just mental, but this was a spiritual thing here. Not only their minds, but the Bible says here, if you read, that they took gold and stuff from the Egyptians. Now, let me help you out. A lot of times we dance, we don't get our enemy stuff. That's not always a good thing.
Right.
The Lord said to me, when they took that stuff from the Egyptians, every spirit that was attached to that gold, every spirit that you brought out of Egypt with you, followed you into wilderness. God said, I know I'm not hooping and hollering, but I'm going to help you. Every spirit has a gift attached to it. Every gift has a spirit and a motive. Somebody giving you something that don't mean that they like you all the time. It may mean you need something to go off in your head. You know what? They might be trying to keep me captive. Everybody that give you a person buy your meal don't always like your mind and your mentality and your character. They may be trying to get what's in your pants.
Yeah.
Give me that. Oh, no, all right, I heard the angel say, don't touch it. Come on now. You got to use wisdom in this day. God said you got to use, we celebrate this, but you're going to miss the principle. It's not good to take things with you that belong to the enemy of your past.
Go ahead.